Alright, viewers, let me take you straight into the storm. They once said the Sahel would be isolated, forgotten, cut off from the rest of Africa after Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger boldly stepped away from ECOWAS. They claimed no African leader would ever walk into Ouagadougou and stand beside Captain Ibrahim Traoré. But today, history has proven them wrong. President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone, not only as head of state but also as the current chairman of ECOWAS, came face to face with Captain Ibrahim Traoré in the heart of Burkina Faso, and the words he spoke have already shifted the debate around the alliance of Sahel states and ECOWAS. Stay with me, because in this video we're going to break down that powerful speech from President Maada Bio, explore its deeper meaning, the symbolism behind it, and what it could mean for the future of West Africa. We'll also look at how his approach contrasts with past leadership styles. This is Africa Uncovered, where truth is explored, history is analyzed, and Africa writes its own story. Whether you're watching from Burkina Faso, Nigeria, Togo, Mali, Niger, Ghana, Barbados, Jamaica, the USA, and Europe, or anywhere else, you are part of this conversation. If you believe in an Africa rising with dignity and self-reliance, stand with us. Like, share, and subscribe. Together we rise. President Maada Bio's speech in Ouagadougou carried both warmth and weight. He began by thanking Captain Ibrahim Traoré and the people of Burkina Faso for their hospitality. He noted that this was his second visit within 1 year, not only as a president but also as the ECOWAS chair, a sign of solidarity with a country facing difficult security challenges. He acknowledged divisions in West Africa but emphasized that, for him, there is no true separation. The West African family must remain one. He stressed that Burkina Faso was not alone, and that peace and stability must come before development. Bio also reminded everyone of his own journey. He was once a soldier, once a military ruler, before transforming Sierra Leone from war to democracy. And then he shared a proverb: if your mouth is rotten, you don't cut it off, you fix it and live with it. The message was clear. West Africa is one body, and you cannot simply cut part of it away. Now let's talk about symbolism. On one side, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the young captain who defied foreign pressure, led Burkina Faso out of ECOWAS, and stood firm with Mali and Niger to create the AS. On the other, the official chairman of ECOWAS, representing the very organization Burkina Faso walked away from. That image alone speaks volumes. It shows that even with political disagreements, African leaders can still meet, speak, and recognize one another as brothers. It's a strong signal not just to West Africa, but also to the wider world, a message that Africa will not allow its unity to be permanently fractured by external or internal pressures. Here's where the contrast comes in. Under past ECOWAS leadership, the approach toward AES countries was much harsher, focused on sanctions, pressure, and ultimatums. Yet, during that period, no personal visit was made to Ouagadougou, Bamako, or Niamey to engage directly. Now compare that with Maada Bio. Instead of staying away, he came in person. Instead of ultimatums, he brought words of brotherhood, experience, and solidarity. This difference matters. It shows two leadership styles, one that deepened divisions, and another that is cautiously trying to build bridges. And the people of West Africa are watching closely. Advice or warning. But Maada Bio's speech wasn't only symbolic. It also carried personal weight. By sharing his story, from military leader to elected president, some may interpret his words as encouragement for Traoré to eventually follow a similar path. Others may see it as friendly advice drawn from lived experience. The question is, was Maada Bio offering solidarity, or was he gently persuading Traoré toward a different future? This dual meaning is what makes the speech so significant. Timing and geopolitics. Why now? Why did Maada Bio choose this moment to visit Ouagadougou? Part of the answer lies in geopolitics. The AES countries have not only resisted ECOWAS pressure, but they've also opened new partnerships with Russia, Turkey, China, and others. These moves have boosted their confidence and strengthened their position. For ECOWAS, losing credibility and influence in the region is a serious challenge. And so, as chairman, Maada Bio may feel the need to re-engage not through threats, but through dialogue. This represents a shift, a recognition that the old methods no longer work. The bigger picture at its core, Madabayo's message was about family. He did not come to lecture. He did not demand a return to the old order. Instead, he acknowledged Burkina Faso's reality, that peace and stability must come first. And that proverb about the rotten mouth, it carries deep Pan-African meaning. It reminds us that you don't discard your brother, you help him heal. That's the lesson Africa needs today. To resist division, to prevent external manipulation, and to solve problems in its own way. The future. So, what does this all mean? Will the AES respond positively? Will this visit mark the beginning of reconciliation? Or will it simply stand as a symbolic moment of dialogue? Either way, one thing is clear: Pan-African unity is not dead. The African family, despite all differences, remains intact. For Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the visit also signals something important, that even outside ECOWAS,
he still commands respect and recognition from fellow African leaders. The visit of President Julius Madabayo to Burkina Faso is more than just diplomacy. It's a statement that solidarity is still possible, even in disagreement. And now I want to hear from you. Do you think this visit will open a path to reconciliation? Or is it proof that AES countries now stand strong enough to shape their own destiny? Comment below and share your thoughts. If you believe Africa must rise, type Africa must rise. If you stand with AES, say AES forever. And if you support African unity, comment Together We Rise. This is Africa Lights, where truth is explored and Africa writes its own future. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Together, we rise and stand.